My name is Betsy Brinson, and I was the executive secretary director of what was then the North Carolina Civil Liberties Union from 1970 to 1974. Working for the ACLU came about mostly out of my civil rights activity during the 60s. Well, I wasn't alone, certainly. I mean, there were lots of us, and the 60s is sort of known as the rights revolution. And coming out of the civil rights struggle, that just seemed like a good place to sort of channel my energies and to do what I could do to try and change the world. Norman Smith, who was the lawyer at Greensboro, we hired a part-time lobbyist named Ruth Cook. We were it. We were the staff of the North Carolina Civil Liberties Union. There were situations here in North Carolina, one in the 60s around the speaker ban, and that was a law in effect that if you were a member of a communist party, you couldn't speak on campus here at UNC Chapel Hill. Some student group organized, I think his name was Frank Wilkinson, who was part of the Socialist Communist Party. And he came and he stood outside on the sidewalk. But that was challenged by the ACLU successfully. In the 60s, with the sit-ins over in Raleigh, the ACLU represented a number of Black students who were protesting Woolworths in the sit-in. We at that point had in Greensboro a little women's rights committee of the ACLU. And the Equal Rights Amendment had been ratified in Congress, I think 1972. And so I added that to the agenda. And the ACLU at that point was pretty much a white male organization. There weren't too many women even on boards and committees and whatnot. North Carolina has never to this day ratified the Equal Rights Amendment. People think as an ACLU member that they're perfectly there for First Amendment rights until something sort of rubs up against them that they can't quite support. And so the membership ebbs and flows. We're also overwhelmed with the present right now. What a time we're in this country. And I would say, especially to younger people, that they need to be more involved or in a tremendously different situation, which makes it even more important for the ACLU to be as active today. It's still, I think, one of the most important organizations that we have in the U.S. today. You're in my will. You know, I do what you tell me on action alerts, so attend the annual meeting. The next 60 years for the ACLU looks like, hopefully, we would be out of business. But that's not going to be the case. My sense is the ACLU is going to be there for a long, long time.